afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another ecstatically exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane. We're off here to 1 versus 1 on the road to Kharkov. For since it apparently involves the American, it's the road to somewhere in France, Luxembourg, that isn't really well developed. You know, it's the bad part of France, where the baguettes got mold on them, and the wine is really cheap. Beyond this, watching here, the United States with Infantry, Airborne and Rifle Company. Very much a staple at the moment, partly due to the fact it's available to everyone. In fact, we see it chosen off the bat here by Overlord, fighting for the United States and the 3rd Rifle Division, holding up this vital road as the Germans try to push through here under Sturmtiger Giap. With Breakthrough, Luftwaffe and Elite Armored Doctrine, also known here Kuhlwagen, off the bat, but he's fighting for Germany, for the Reich, for the 107th Panzer Brigade. Tasked with opening up this road, help us those filthy Amerikaner. Kuhlwagen here rolling away. Truck leading the way as well. And pushing straight here for the car point. Very bold, very aggressive move here. Sturmpioneer support by Kuhlwagen, Volkswagen following up. And there we go, reassuring troops coming up right there from the Kuhlwagen. Good few shots there going off in the general direction of the Americans. Meanwhile, trying to move up here. At the same time, the way he can set them up here, and that's a bit of a particular part of the northern part of this map. You can generally hide troops here, which is decently good up close. And that way, if they try to sort of go forward and retake it, they're going to encounter an awful lot of bullets, in particular here with Sturmpioneers and the Kuhlwagen. Veterans 1 rifle now arriving. And there you go, a few troops being suppressed here by the Kuhlwagen. Good few shots there going off. Truck basically blocking the entire road. The driver wondering if this isn't perhaps not the wisest idea to do. Certainly can be considered a bit of a dick move by some players. But at the same time, he risks running into a problem, in particular, say, with someone with a rifle anti-tank grenade appears and pops it up. In which case, the truck might get wrecked here. So he can't really keep his schwere Wehrmachtschlepper around forever. Kuhlwagen here, a bit of damage as well. Trying to take some territory. Meanwhile, of course, he's also given a bit of a territory there, though at the same time, I mean, he's rather managed a nice opponent, getting some. Also because Overlord has pretty much focused all of his troops around him. But there you go, right moving in finally. Realizing here the side of it, and there we go, he's actually pulling back fully. Realizing he can no longer hold the line, he pulls back, the Kuhlwagen somewhat covering things. Quickly, Dieter, put it into reverse! And where's the reverse? Oh, there it is. Rather than pushing forwards there. Volksgrenadier, Sturmpioneers retreating. Moving here the rifle advancing rather rapidly there with the M1 Garance, the standard infantry weapon of the United States. Semi-automatic rifle. All that.
Sector has been cut off from our supply chain.
There go, Volkswagen opening up there on the Americans. From the sides. Kuhlwagen being repaired there by the Sturmpioneers. A few shots, there we go. Larger force moving in there, so at the same time having his opponent cut off there. Now Giap is about to experience the same. Oh, tactic time to bother there. I should have switched to much sooner. My apologies there, my apologies. Noting a second unit of veterans called in there. Close to XE2, in fact. Should allow Overlord to some nasty pressure there early on. Kuhlwagen moving up. Firing away. A few good shots there. Needs to be careful he doesn't get hit by an anti-tank rifle grenade. And there we go, in fact. Nasty hit there, forcing the Kuhlwagen to pull back. Sturmpioneers moving up. Kuhlwagens were used for reconnaissance, but also a few occasionally moving up troops and such. It was essentially the equivalent of a Jeep for the Germans. Was rather fast, in part due to having a completely flat bottom, I believe, down there, so neat little detail there. Of course, there's also the amphibious version, the Schwimmwagen, which was actually quite popular, in particular with the Waffen SS. Fun note there. Got Volkswagen moving up there, coming under fire from the rifleman, trying to hit from several sides maybe. Running out here in the open, and there you go, quick shield hand grenade. flanking up. They're not remaining in the ditch. They're actually getting out into the open. A bit of dangerous move. There we go. Liaison troop quickly drops Heinz. Another grenade into the ditch. And this time around we do see them force away a bit there. Taking up is on the way. Lieutenant will follow up here for Overlord from his platoon command post. And once more the Kubangis resuming repairs to the Shion Pioneers have still not really seen better days. Still a lot of pressure there upon Overlord and his forces. Giap so far in a solid lead. We also see the ambulance is here, ready to heal up men. Also a fun fact about rifle squads. Actual squads were about 12 men and they were sort of divided into sort of different sections. There would be a maneuver section, there'd be a suppression section, a scout section of 2 men I believe, and then there'd usually also be the sergeant himself who would sort of be armoring on his own as a own down. So a little fun note there. Compared to generally a German squad would generally be divided up into 2 sections depending on, well, what kind of squad it was, but generally one with a machine gun, none without. So, little fun there. And the maneuver section was for the Americans the biggest one, whereas the other ones were basically about 3 men at most maybe, I believe. And there you go, the lieutenant moves forwards there. Browning and Thompson at hand. Quick shot gun out there. Nice tasty tie there, but of course quickly dodged. It was a bit too obvious there. Cool managed to stop the lieutenant, but not for long, I imagine. And we also see the ambulance actually moving forward here to sort of keep supporting the push. Interesting move there by Overlord. Not necessarily bad. A lot of players tend to sort of keep it back, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't. Just of course that you have to be aware that there's a chance that someone decides that will make for an excellent bonfire. Geneva Conventions be damned. And there goes Shion Pioneers rather pushed beyond their meshes, and a mechanized regiment headquarters up. And we quickly see here a Puma arrives, die schwerer Panzerschwerwagen. Or 234-2. Running forward here with its 15mm cannon. Ambulance might want to actually get out of there. You see that it is quick to retreat in the face of the Reich. At the moment, he will be a bit vulnerable here to it. The alternate here, 50 caliber, has arrived. And bazookas are in fact the response here for Overlord. Bazookas.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Capable of penetrating 60mm of armor, which pretty much made them ineffective against any German tank from the front. Little fun fact there. Oh, then the lieutenant went down. That was horrible. It was a bit too slow to retreat. He pushed his slug a bit too much there, and Giap and his Puma punished him. Also a bit careful with that. And the 50 cal is also going to be an issue here with the Puma and its gun and coaxial machine gun. Really doing a lot of damage there with it, pushing forwards. And looks like here's some Panzerfusiliers and our Sturm officers arrived. So he's gone for breakthrough. If you know me, this Panzer Brigade here can make a successful push. Kulvag sneaking up there. Rifle in a bit of trouble as to get hunted down. Overlord still under a lot of pressure. Breakthrough tactics actually being activated here, allowing him to quickly disconnect territory. Nice job there. Some players do seem to sort of neglect it, but not Giap. Good to see, good to see. The officer makes his way forwards, and German officers were certainly the type that were sort of more for the front line direct approach, whereas others might hang a bit back. Which also generally led to a high rate of attrition amongst German officers, which generally tended to cause a lot of problems in the longer run. This battle group headquarters rapidly followed up there for Giap. Sturm Pioneers there pushed away. By rapid start on the note here, 2 rifle squads there with a bazooka each. He's not going to limit their firepower too much that way. He could also consider basically just upgrading the rear echelon troops with both bazookas. But either way, there we go, veterans are free already. Dieter there took a bazooka to the face. Generally considered a bit lethal. And the Kulbangs are holding up the cover cut-off point. And looks like here the officer with his Panzer is basically setting up here defensive position, trying to hold back the Americans, pushing 2 forwards. That should work out there. Of course, the question is for how long. But so far, Overlord sort of managed to push back. Giap is making good progress, left and right. Over to Giap. Oh, what was that on the way here? Another 50 caliber. Interesting, interesting. Puma is in repairs. Fuel's being traded in. And a quick strike up north. With a large infantry force there. That's really throw it back, but there we go, the 50 quick turns upon the Volksman's here and quickly turn them into something slightly less breathing. Looks like we do see Giap here sort of also pushing up from the south, sort of support there, drawing away forces. Puma supporting the main push up north. Whereas the southern push seems a bit more insecure. Of course, right here the bazookas will force the Puma have to be careful here. Bazookas were known to be a bit of a hazard there to German vehicles, since they did not have that much armor on them. Oh, there we go, good hit from the bazooka there by Jackson. Meanwhile, forces pushing up here, another 50 cal round, the punches force retreat. Not really good retreat path there, they're going to have to get awfully close to the 50 cal, another setting up there. France went down. Bloody stuff there. But good movement on this head towards the fuel point. They could maybe lay down some mines. But there we go, flamethrowers up here for the riflemen. Increasing their firepower up close considerably, and of course the ability to light cigarettes and other things.
Reconnaissance vehicle ready.
50 cal being used to take points here. Overlord taking a bit more slowly here. He's not rushing into things too much. He's a bit wary of what tricks Giap could pull at him, I imagine. Or maybe he's waiting for something. Waiting for something a bit unclear, unknown. Tug arriving here, forces reinforcing, healing. And there you go, communicating the 50 caliber. Forcing Overlord here to have to pull it back a bit. 10 kills already on the Puma, die schwerer Panzerspähwagen. And we got the officer moving up here, but with no infantry. He's going to be a little limited what he can pull off, though he's still a decent fighter on his own. Even then, unless you usually want some infantry around him, surely you take benefit of his abilities. And there you go, direct assault up here, quickly encounters some serious places. Now we go, 2 flamethrower quick squads there, quick in the panzer is running. Giap here's having a bit of trouble there, he's lacking something, sort of really push through the lines now off Mr. Overlord. He's got a lot of forces here, and he can lay down a lot of firepower in a lot of places. So Giap will have to find a gap, or make one. And the bazookas also make it a bit more difficult for Giap to actually make a move with this Puma. Suddenly things are a bit tricky here. Now we do see a spare pens that falls up. He could then get some obers done, which could certainly put some pressure upon the Americans in particular. The way he's equipping them, he will definitely be weaker than the obers done, sort of considering range. So that might be an idea. But there you go, obers, well, obviously still supporting the forces for a northern push. 50 cover hit, covering nicely by the way here by the ambulance. Still plenty is about to go down. Ah, scheiße. The small strike here, and that quickly turns bloody. The 50 cal here well placed. They do seem to manage to make it out of their bit. And there you go, making a drink movement, but there we go. Kubelwagen bereit. But sadly hasn't really seen much action after a certain point. Bit limited what it can do. They're getting close eventually too. 50 cal holding things up here. He's really doing his best to contain Giap here, and so far he's actually doing all right with it. Not bad, not bad. Giap going to be forced to take a longer route around things. The 50 cal and the bazookas here basically forming an obstacle he can't quite easily pass, if anything. Although right here we do see a nice tank, but already here he has been predicted. I mean, it's quite common knowledge now. You can fix some sneak up here around here. So nice down there with the 50 caliber sitting up there. Of course, Hat. He been a bit clever. He could have perhaps snug up here, maybe flanked it again. So it's a bit, a tricky move there. In this case, it's sort of worked out. reasonably well. And now we see actually a flak half-track arriving here, ready to lay down some heavier fire versus the infantry. They're still going to get into trouble there with the bazookas if he's not careful. Puma firing, probably to draw in the infantry as the half-track moves up. Set up, set up. A bit too slow there, I fear. There we go, the 2cm cannon moves up, but there we go, already forced to pull back, and there we go. Moving up the Puma to lay down the smoke screen, a bit of a trick there. I mean, our players only tend to use it to sort of cover up the unit itself, but it can also be used to cover up other units. It's a neat little trick, but again, slightly neglected. And there you go, Night White Phosphorus barrage there, catching the Fox Grenadiers. Panzers here fighting. Noting, by the way, no upgrades for any of them. Kindly compact. And there we go, unit wiped out on the Giap with the 50 caliber. The position here by Overlord, he's really established a very nasty blocking position here. That's really causing a lot of problems for Giap. And again, forcing him to take a much longer route, which overall sort of puts a bit of a limit on how things he can do things and how quickly he can actually affect some harm on his opponent. At the same time, I mean, he does put a lot of pressure on the right side, so here the centre is a bit weaker, and that's what Giap's going to be taking advantage of. Of course, the question is for how long will this last? Forces being forced away. Heavy damage and casualties inflicted, and there you go. Another bit of flame for action from the GIs. But looks like he was able to nonetheless force him to pull away here, so he's actually sort of broken up the blocking position. Puma moving up, half-track moving up. Puma though oh, not the Puma, but the Kubelwagen needs to get away before it gets wrecked. At the same time, up here needs to actually cover up the retreat of the Panzer Fusiliers, which is not necessarily a bad idea. Oh, that was lucky there, one hit of a bazooka, and that would have been gutes Nacht. Heinrich. And there you go, we got the half-track. We probably should move up to the road. A bit of the shots are being absorbed by the cover. Puma taking heavy damage. He's setting up the Kubelwagen again. Playing a very risky game here. Very risky game. But so far it seems to have been paid off. We got the half-track there firing away. Getting a few Yankees into the face. And there we go. He's actually forcing it to retreat, and maybe. I'm not sure if it actually works on support units, so if it does, that's great. Either way, he was able to inspire it to get the hell out of there. Though the Puma has seen better days. Half-track could maybe move up and set up position there covering the centre. In the more dominant position, you can set this up in, the better, I would say. I'm seeing here more rifle arriving, more veteran troops to replace the casualties in the fight versus the Krauts. Of course, the question is, what will Giap go for next? I mean, he's got the Shred Pens that cause up, so a Panther would not be a bad idea whatsoever. Overlord could also be a nice interim solution, adding some rather serious firepower versus Overlord's infantry. There we go, the Obersoldaten. Kubelwagen needs some rather serious repairs. I mean, it's not exactly the most durable thing. There you go, the Strom Pioneers moving up. He trained some new ones. Lots of 50 cals being dragged across the ground here. And there you go. Oh, 2 on the Panzer Fusilier unit. That's a lot of big bullets. Rather than flying up there. And there you go, the officer quickly realising that something's bad coming. Gets out of there. Panzers here basically acting up small positions, maybe hiding the Fusilier to sort of harass. Not bad though. I'm still surprised he's not upgraded a single Panzer Fusilier unit with the Gewehr für die Fries. So that would actually be a neat little thing they could get, but oh well. Oh, a few rapid shots there on Franz and Friedrich go down. Flak half-track comes into covering fire here. Commander further from bazookas, need to get away. Kubelwagen turning around there as well. 9 kills, not bad. And we've seen some mines going up through unit, and there we go, looks like he's got access to these Sherman EC8s. The ever popular Sherman EC8. A bit more armor than the regular Sherman in game, though in real life they probably weren't, though. Again, crews were known to modify their tanks in different ways, some actually welding on extra armor plates, I believe, to make them a bit tougher that way. A more common modification was actually to add, say, some spare tread links on front, so that way absorb some of the damage. Little fun fact there. Lots of fire there. Oh, Stern Pioneers did not make it, and the Falcons as well. Heavy infantry there for Giap. Bit too careless there, bit too slow to retreat. And lots of 50 calibers is definitely going to make any approach here difficult. I mean, he's constantly pushing at this point, constantly sort of pushing, sort of harass to make things difficult to move through here. At the same time, he's actually managed to secure his opponent's fuel point, but that's not going to last long. But still, Panther's now an option. He should probably aim for it. And I imagine we'll soon be seeing more Shermans here from his opponent, though he's actually floating a bit of manpower. And the very least, he can consider then getting some fuel caches up. But there we go. Sherman is aiming up and they're coming under fire for both the Puma and the Flak. Half track. No, the bigger half track. Not the small one.
Prepare for combat.
Cool providing support for the Overlord. And those bazookas definitely hadn't done a lot. I mean, they really sort of forced Giap here to be careful with his Puma. And there we go, repairing the Sherman, but also taking the point at the same time. Good job there in doing several things at the same time. And there you go, second Easy-8 arriving.
Armor car ready for action.
And there you go, Panzerkampfwagen 5 on the way.
Stand to. Prepare for action. Reconnaissance vehicle ready.
Reconnaissance vehicle ready.
Ready for combat.
And there we go, he's actually getting a munitions cache of all things. Would have figured a fuel cache. Oh well, Pullman getting the Easy-8 here. Shot fails to penetrate or hit. Second shot fails to penetrate as well. Panther halfway done. Easy-8 sending the officer running back to Germany, or at least closer to Germany.
Puma ready. Ready for action. Panther ready for action.
Force moving up, using a large push going in there. Basically leaving the 50 calibers to basically block any infantry assault, but overall pushing in with the large effort here. And there you go, we see a Panther arriving, Panzerkampfwagen 5. That should allow him to sort of turn things around. He should also consider some more infantry.
Standing by. Reconnaissance vehicle ready.
And there you go, rocket coming under fire here from the Puma, the Flak, and the Panther. He's hitting, and there we go, one hits the Schuhminen. Damaged engine. Kuhlmann doing a bit of damage. And oh, the Flak half track went down there. Tough luck. Good series of hits on the Easy-8. Both tanks are heavily damaged. Now's the time to pursue. Panther, though, should be leading the way. Not the Puma, not the Puma. Sherman down, but the Puma out of control as well. Mistaken move there. Priorities are moving, I would say, by Giap. Wasted his Puma rather sadly. Veterans one here, by the way, on the Sherman. Panther's moving ahead there. But again, also moves up close, negating its armor advantage versus the Easy-8. So now they're getting the Radionet bonus, which all increases rate of fire, so it can actually sort of deal a lot more damage to the Panther. And there you go, yeah, actually, it's abandoned! It's abandoned! Ooh, missed opportunity maybe to try and secure it. So there's the ambulance. The ambulance! Steal the ambulance! Quickly! Schnell! And never mind, he wrecks it. I suppose that's also an option. There's still, you know, both an Easy-8 and an ambulance sort of wrecked without securing them. I don't know, a part of me would like to have seen them stolen and made part of Germany. I certainly think that could have helped Giap quite a bit. Of course, that's too late now. So munitions cache up. He's actually getting a ton of munitions out there. Interesting to note. Orbital line with Panzers here and the Kubang Veteran 3. And by the way, note, at Veteran 3, it can actually repair itself, which is sort of where it becomes a little less vulnerable. But now you go more bazooka fire versus the Panther. Panther needs to pull away there. Several shots going off. The Panther with only a sliver of health left. Zurückfallen. Panzer's moving up to block the advance, but only slightly. And there you go, Panther coming in front here with the 50 calibers. Probably trying to sort of draw some attention with the 50 calibers to ensure the Panzers don't get murdered on the retreat. A bold move there by Giap.
Ready for orders.
And Kuhlmann here slowly being repaired by the crew. Even while it's trying, that's quite impressive.
300 points.
Heinz, could you maybe slow down a bit? I'm about to fall off. Nine, we have to get out of here. Are they pulling back there to the mechanized regiment? Coolwagon almost fully repaired. And he continues to push from several angles here, still filling a bit of manpower. Come on, Overlord, push it to the limit. Another fresh Sturm Pioneer unit, probably to help speed up the repairs here on the Panther. Damaged as it is. Damaged as it is. I mean, it's interesting to note he's not really using the officer much in conjunction with him. He's using some of the officers on there, could also benefit from. And there we go. White Foster's badass called in. Actually, I believe it's time to look at Overlord. Calls there forced away. Another easy hit available.
Tank support is here.
Oh dear, I forgot about the mid-game analysis. A bit late for that. Oh well. Accidents happen because of this heat. But in terms of damage, I mean, Overlord's actually the one in the lead and kills his odds are pretty close. So that's a bit of a rare set of circumstances. Or at least rare-ish. 50 calories is still proving to be extremely valuable in this kind of position. It's quite surprising. It's basically showing Giap can't really harass much there. Partly because he's lacking some kind of more serious armor unit. Of course, no other Panther they could have. Of course, you could also go on elite armor, maybe save up for that percent, but of course, that meant no Opus Panzer Officer or Officer. There you go, Panther moving up. You probably might want to have gotten the machine gun on it.
We can now deploy a smoke screen to blind the enemy.
Sean moving ahead. Officer here pinned.
A capture point is under attack.
We really should just get close and personal here, and we also know here 5 squads of riflemen for Overlord.
Cut off our supply lines.
A nasty mix overall.
Incoming fire. Sherman, ready for action.
And a quick flare there, I think, by either the Americans or the Germans. Both sides have access to flares. A bit hard to say who popped that in.
Armor ready. Ready. Stand by.
And what's this? A Stuka zu Fuß? That might be the key to breaking
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
That was a bit unfortunately called in there. Didn't do quite as much as he hoped for, and trying to break the spell there of the 50 caliber. Panzer was here, pushed ahead, rather extend it. Could be close to getting wiped out. Bazookas continues to cause a bit of problem, but there we go, finally pushed away. Still in the front of the Pentaman machine gun there for the Panther, which you're going to think could help with the scene for the other things. Also here dealing with the rear on troops. Quite well, but about to get hit by an awful lot of troops. 2 flamethrowers. Unit down there, 4. Overlord. There you go, finally managed to push away, and there you go. 2 bazookas on the right, but about to go down. About to get murdered there. Close escape there, very close escape. Kuban continuing to hold up their forces, slightly sneaking up. But overall the main efforts are here. The main pressure, the main attacks. And there you go, stopped by the Kubelwagen.
A capture point is being overrun.
And actually gaining veteran to 4, increasing its lethality while it's firing.
Enemy forces are now down
And
to
Hank
200.
quickly does end up going down there to the Kubelwagen and its might.
Grab your shit. Follow me.
Looks like the Kubelwagen is moving in. Once more repairing. Good. And Panther moves up. Well, there you go. 50 cover quickly makes a mess of that Kubelwagen. No chance of survival there. No chance of survival. Giap's forces slowly being whittled down there. Panther doing all right in the fight versus the armored cannon. And the Panzer is beginning. Oh well, now there's 2 veterans in 3 squads with flamethrowers just absolutely pouring fire upon them. And taught. Rifleman went down there though.
Just got a report of an infantry unit being wiped out.
And there might be another barrage here from the COH2, I suppose. Should have been reloaded by now.
A capture point is under attack.
And again, nothing seems to be happening.
Our supply line just got cut off.
Panther moving up there, half health. Another easy 8, and the officer spotted here. Another bolt attempt here for the cut-off point. So there's been a lot of action for that one. And the officer almost wiped out in one go. Don't underestimate those 50 calibers, they can be absolutely lethal. And there you go. COH2 barrage. Oh, so close. Yet not quite angled properly. That could have been a lot more lethal. Unfortunate. Instead, another miss there, another whiff. Sadly, that COH2 is not doing much for the war effort at the moment. And he's getting a kitten there for now all times. Might have imagined he'd gotten that sooner rather than later. But again, making a push for this area again. Overlord clearly has a thing for this spot. Also setting up those 50 calibers to cover up. Also noting as they gain veterancy, they can actually set up much faster, which is another little unique aspect of this MG crew. Panther makes a move, again for covering up here, there you go, EC8 firing away. Again there for just about to hit it, but fails to penetrate. Second EC8 available. And a white phosphorus barrage going down here on the harassing troops. Not good here for Giap Soldaten. Huge clouds of white smoke and other unpleasant things sprout up. There you go, another head-on assault. I'm still surprised he's not gotten a pin machine gun. I think they really could have helped him kill a lot more infantry with it. And there you go, EC8 moving in, striking straight here, the Overlord. Crushing half the unit right off the bat. Quick anti-tank rifle damage the engine there. Barrage could have been helpful there, I don't think it's been cooled off. Back to Giap. And there you go, we do see the barrage, but a bit too late here maybe. Nope. He gets the 50 caliber, finally he gets one of the 50 calibers. One of those things that have really been causing a great deal of harm in this one, though, still operating, by the way, has 20 kills. Quite impressive work there. And Betty 2 with a Panther increasing armour. Overlord taking a few nice hits, and there you go, another white phosphorus barrage ready to force back the Germans even further. More Overlord would be a good idea. Then again, a second Panther could also be a good idea, though victory points are quickly ticking down. Then again, with the second Panther, you probably have enough firepower to break through with sheer force. Get a Pinto mounted machine gun on that thing. It is truly for the best. There we go, second Panther. Call it in. Or is he going to try to aim for a King Tiger? That might be a bit too ambitious. Of course, also to note, he could consider securing himself a 50 cal machine gun. That could also lay down a lot of pressure upon Overlord here. And there you go, the EC8 engage. Both shots managed to penetrate in first go. That's a bit more impressive. Veteran 1-1 there. Go again there for shoot. Scores. Doesn't quite kill. Still no sign of a second Panther. Eventually 4 there for the Panther Precision going to sneak up here. No attempt to take this victory point, by the way. Still no sign of a Pinto machine gun either. Nice hit there, looking for setting up. Engine moving up, there you go. Shots exchanged, lots of damage done there. And once more the Panther hits up with the damaged engine. Not looking good, not looking good. Still no sign of a second Panther. Is he really aiming for King Tiger in some kind of mad gambit? In which case he could end up actually throwing on the match, but there we go. Looks like he managed to secure the 50 caliber there. Gute Arbeit. And there you go, Stukas Fußbarrage. Attempted catching the infantry, but as usual managed to make little impression. Oh! Oh! I saw what he was trying to do. He was actually trying to sort of force the crew back. Cheeky. Cheeky, but clever. Too bad his opponent was a bit too fast there, otherwise that could have been rather fun. And stolen a tank under his nose like that. But again, no sign of the Panther is really aiming for King Tiger. Either way, it might be too late now. He's lost too much. And his opponent's force is constantly growing. And there you go, GG from Giap. Bit of a short haul match here. And game over, a loss for Germany, a victory for the United States. Some very interesting player surrounding this point here, making really good use of the 60. I mean, he's really demonstrated how powerful a well-handled 50 cavalry can be. I mean, they can do a ton of damage. I mean, they're really sort of the most damage-effective machine guns in the game, and also with that veterancy where they can seriously set up almost instantly put up. I mean, they can also be a bit hard to pin down if you're not careful. I mean, in a sense, it's not exactly the most, novel display of the rifle company. I mean, he just did what a lot of players were. Go for, get some riflemen out, wait for the show. So, of course, I mean, the 50 cals was certainly a nice little move, which is rarely seen. And also getting bazookas was actually also a good move. I mean, a lot of players tend to neglect the bazooka, but versus stuff like the Pumas, they can actually do a lot, and you're just keeping away. And that certainly was a larger part of it. It really forced Giap to be a lot more cautious with this Puma than he probably always liked to be. And of course he then sort of ended up going for the flak half-tech, but sadly he couldn't quite get any sort of ground with it, any sort of real traction with it, which also ultimately made it a bit of a wasted amount of resources. He probably should have gone for the Schwer Panzer quite faster, some Orbital done faster, and maybe a Panther out faster. He might have been able to sort of get in a better punch quicker. Sadly, that never quite aspired to anything. I was also a bit disappointed he never upgraded a single of his Panzerfuzil units there with the recon package. I think that would have done a lot for him in terms of damage, in terms of applying pressure to Overlords. I think that was sort of a slight mistake there as well. But also, I mean, there's really some nasty dominating game. They certainly make things difficult to sort of minimize the amount of harassment that Giap could do. Though again, Giap could have sort of maybe pushed a bit harder in there, and there certainly could have been a few more mines from him. But there you go. I mean, for Overlord again, some interesting play here and there. Not a lot to sort of really reproach him about. Though again, he could maybe had some more caches up, sort of speed up EC8 production. That was something that might have been a bit more helpful in the longer run, I think. And of course also all those flamethrowers were definitely nasty. But again, I think so, those early bazookas really played a large role for Overlord here in the fight versus Giap. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, want to subscribe, tell your friends, share it, whatever you want. If not, send in a replay or provide some feedback in the comments. And this is Imperial Dane saying cheers.